Alright, let's chat and play some League of Legends. So, yesterday I learned a few things. One of which was that it is extremely hard to play League of Legends and talk about a completely unrelated topic. Basically, I played like shit, and you can see my yesterday's game, which was uploaded to YouTube last night, so hey, don't judge, but it was pretty abysmal. I also learned that making YouTube videos in general is freaking difficult, man. Like, I'm trying to make a video a day at the moment just to kind of kickstart my video making endeavor, and you know, I'm finding it freaking hard. I mean, I did not expect it to be easy. I didn't underestimate it, but it is just freaking hard to think of original content every day. You know, the issues that you actually have with recording and exporting and making the videos in general are, you know, there's a lot of them, and I have dealt with a lot in the last few days. So hopefully today's recording goes well, and let's see what we can do. So I'm playing Nunu in jungle here, obviously. Yesterday I played in lane, and honestly, I was playing like crap because I was trying to talk about how I had actually sold my desktop computer and bought an iPad Pro whilst trying to play League of Legends. So let's just say my focus was completely taken off what I was doing in League, and I was just dying constantly. So as you can see, I am pretty shit at LoL, playing a pretty new account at the moment, so it's going to be difficult to actually jungle because I have no runes and bugger all masteries, so it's going to be a lot of recalling happening. The third thing I learnt yesterday was that the movie Horrible Bosses is like the shittest movie ever. It got highly recommended to me by quite a few people who would always tell me, you know, you got to check out Horrible Bosses, man, it's like the best movie. And this was a couple of years ago, but they kept on bloody going on about it. So eventually me and my girlfriend watched it last night, and oh man, like, okay, it has a few funny moments, but jeepers, I would not recommend watching it. Spoiler alert, I have no idea, like, if you've seen it, then you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it, honestly, I wouldn't recommend it, so don't worry. But these guys basically hate their bosses, right? Which is like, obviously they have horrible bosses. And the movie goes from them being, you know, upset or unhappy at work to let's kill our bosses to make our lives better. So the movie jumps from, you know, these three guys who are unhappy at work to these three guys who are literally planning to kill and murder their bosses. And like, it just didn't work. It didn't feel like that was the natural process or the natural train of thought that you would go down if you had a horrible boss. And like, the movie did kind of address the fact that they could have quit their jobs, but they made it out that it was the middle of the recession and whatnot, so they can't quit their jobs for various reasons, so what's the next thing they could do? And well, the next step for them was, let's just kill our bosses. So it might sound funny, but to be honest, it just so totally wasn't, because there were so many other things they could have done to solve their issues. In the end, as I said, complete spoiler alert, but at the end of the movie, like, what happens is that due to their main actors or the main characters, kind of due to their actions, one of the bosses actually does end up getting shot and killed by one of the other bosses. You know, okay, so the main characters didn't actually kill the guy, but they are kind of slapping high fives and celebrating at the end that, you know, oh yeah, they actually helped to catch this guy who murdered someone, and they're not the ones who actually killed them, and it all kind of worked out in the end. But they were totally responsible for like killing this basically completely innocent dude, which the movie never came back and addressed. It was like, okay, so these three guys went on these, you know, this endeavor to plan to kill their bosses. One of the bosses actually ended up getting killed. They were going to get the blame for it for a long time, but then, oh phew, you know, they didn't. So, you know, happy days. And I hear there's a Horrible Bosses too, which, believe me, I'm freaking not going to be watching. But let's go in here. We can help this guy out. Boom, boom. Yeah, later, Flash. Ooh, shit. That was close. Oh, shit. Oh, yes, yes, yes! See ya, mate. Yeah, so apparently there's a Horrible Bosses 2, which is Like, I hope to God they address the fact that the first movie was ridiculous, you know, and these guys basically got away with murder. But I'm not going to watch it, so someone will have to tell me about it in the comments. So anyways, what the hell am I doing playing League of Legends and talking absolute shit? Basically, I want to start making content, and I really enjoy playing video games, and I basically like talking absolute shit. So let's just see how that goes. And if you kind of enjoy what I have to say, or you want to get involved with the conversation, you know, some days I'll be talking about more serious things. Other days I'll be talking absolute nonsense, like crappy Hollywood movies. But yeah, basically come along for the journey if you want. I'm going to be posting every single day for the next month. And then after that, you know, I'll probably cut down to one or two videos a week and see how I go from there. I'm aware that video every day is a bit of a commitment, and I'm just not going to be able to keep it up for very long because I have a full-time job. And let's see if we can definitely get this guy here. Boom. All right, let's go. Yeah, see it, mate. Let's go top down, help Timo. Who's their jungle actually? All right, let's see what he's up to. Yeah, so I'll say this now: jungling is a lot easier than staying in lane. And I don't mean that in the general sense, I mean that in the fact that I am trying to talk shit and play the game at the same time. Oh, I should definitely get this guy. Wow. See you, mate. Oh, jeepers. What are people thinking? That was crazy. Yeah, so playing jungle is like a lot easier because you don't have to focus on a lot of different elements at the same time. And I don't mean that in, you know, that jungling's easier in League of Legends, because it's so totally not. But last night I played top lane, and if you check out that video, you'll see me just getting absolutely destroyed because, I mean, you have to consider ganks, you have to consider last hitting, and you have to consider, you know, pressuring your opponent, and all of those factors just didn't work out. And I couldn't talk about the topic that I wanted to talk about and play League at the same time. So massive failure on my part. But this jungling is, you know, it's just a lot easier because I can focus less on the game and more on the talking, and it kind of just works a bit better and it's a little bit easier. So yeah, I mean, well, let me know what you think of the kind of structure of the video in general. And, you know, obviously I'm still learning how to do this YouTube thing. And obviously what I make is going to be nowhere near as good as a lot of other YouTubers out there. But, you know, for me right now, that's not really the point. I am using this as a learning exercise for myself. And hopefully one day in the future, I will have a more confident and interesting channel for you guys. So if you got any feedback or comments, then do let me know, because I 100% will read anything that comes through. Ah, you bastard. All right, let's pick back and try and get Olaf again. Oh, here he is. Do this. See you, mates. Oh, wow, they're gonna let me take that. Sweet. That's all good. See ya, mates. Timo should definitely get that. Come on, Timo. Come on, man. Woo! That worked out well. As I said, like, admittedly, I suck at League of Legends, but I really enjoy it, so deal with it, man. I used to play Counter-Strike a lot back when I was in university, but I don't have a lot of spare time these days. As I said, I work full-time well, I didn't say this, but I do work full-time, and what I do is I am a UX designer. If you're interested in that, I'll do another video later this week on exactly what a UX designer is. It's pretty interesting stuff, so, you know, if you have no idea, then feel free to Google it. I'll give you a really brief explanation, which is basically I go and talk to people who use certain types of software, and then I try and design better software for those people, is one way of putting it. And one type of software that I'm currently working on is accounting software. So super exciting stuff, I'm sure. As I said, I'll do a video later in the week on a more in-depth look at that. So if you're interested in learning more about UX design, software design in general, then definitely keep an eye out for that one. But yeah, so I used to play Counter-Strike a lot in university, and not so much anymore. I used to pour hours and hours and hours and hours every single day into that. I used to play at I'll say a high level, but it was a high level for New Zealand, which is where I'm from, which compared to the rest of the world we suck, right? Like, we're just, you know, Europe and Asia and America, I mean, they know their video games and they know how to do it. Oh Oh, this guy's just stupid, man. What's he doing? See ya, mate. I didn't even have to use my ulti. I have no idea what he was doing. But yeah, basically, like, New Zealand tried to compete on the world stage of esports. We had one team that would go and represent New Zealand every year at the World Cyber Games in Counter-Strike, which is what I played. But for the most part, you know, the rest of the country, or the rest of the teams in the country, including the teams that I played for, absolutely sucked. So I loved it, and I played it competitively in New Zealand. I'd, you know, travel around and go to LANs and whatnot, and I loved the kind of competitive aspect of that, but yeah, we sucked. But yeah, later in the week I might do a video on Counter-Strike and just see how I go, see if I enjoy playing that while talking as well. But right now I'm finding League interesting and fun, and it seems to be really popular right now, so like, I'm enjoying it, and I'll probably stick with it for a little while. Let's go grab Dragon. Is it up? I can't tell with these new timers. No, yeah, Dragon's up now. Cool. Let's do this. Easy. All right. So that kind of brought us back into this game, which is good. We were down 17-10. Now we're only down 18-14. Upper Dragon, I believe. Well, I don't know if we're Upper Dragon. I seriously don't know how to tell. Team Dragon kills and it's got a little symbol. Team Dragon kills and it's got a little symbol. Maybe that means one each. They got the Ocean Drake and we got the Infernal Drake. As I said, I haven't played League in a few weeks, so these new updates come out with, you know, I see they've updated the dragons recently, so I'm not too sure how that works, and I don't have enough time to kind of research and look into it. But as a UX designer, someone who designs software, I find that interesting how they kind of do the onboarding for these new kinds of, you know, these new updates basically. So like, I know recently they did the major kind of interface update, which I have to say is like, was a huge improvement. They basically simplified all of the map and improved the visibility for spectators and that. So, I mean, that was like awesome to see as someone who designs software. I thought the designers at League of Legends or at Riot Games did a really good job with that update. And that was kind of when I started actually playing. So I didn't really play before this kind of latest visual update, which explains why I'm so shit. Well, it's no excuse. I'm shit even though I've been playing for as long as I have been playing. So 26 minutes in, 22-15. Damn, we're down, man. We're down. Let's do this. We can still win. We can still win. I believe. Oh shit. That's not good. We're invulnerable. Alright, let's do this. Oh, that sucks. Sweet. No worries, mates. See ya. See ya. See ya. I got a kill. Woohoo! Oh yeah. Crawling our way back into this one. The excitement's unreal. I can feel that you're sitting on the edge of your seat, just rooting for us. Woo! Uh-oh. Alright, let's do this. Ah! Did not work. Failed Duke. Alright, I'm really out of things to say, so I'll just skip to the end of this video, do my little sign off, and you can get to see who wins or loses. Spoiler alert, I definitely think we're gonna lose. In fact, I think we're gonna lose right now. Oh, see ya. See ya, Ash! 5 minutes later. Alright, we lost. As always, if you liked the content and want to see more of it, then subscribe because I'll be making videos every single day for a while. And if you liked the video, hit that thumbs up. See you guys next time.